Richician!
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, and this is the Cyberdark deck profile. Yeah, this is what I used in the last match, and I did make a couple of changes since yesterday, or when me and Emma had the match. So yeah, I thought I'd put this deck together. I had the core, which was mainly for structure deck stuff thanks to Dan, and then I just modified it. I didn't want to look at any other deck profiles. I wanted to gather some cards that I think I'll need for the deck, and then just go from there. Now it is a 40 card deck. I might go a bit over, so are other cards I might try out. It's just trial and error really. I mean, I've never played the deck before. Like, the closest thing was my Zane character deck, and once playing Cyberdark Edge in my Red Eyes Black Dragon deck, like many years ago. So yeah, obviously I'm not an expert, so feel free to leave some tips and advice. Anyway, first of all, I have one copy each of the original Cyberdark monsters, Edge, Horn, and Keel. Like, I know that's the right ratio. I know, unlike back in the day, you don't need multiple copies of them. Then three copies of Cyberdark Cannon, the searcher for Cyberdark monsters, and lets me draw a card if it's sent to the graveyard after being equipped, and lets me mill a monster when the monster that this is equipped to battles. Then its brother, Cyberdark Claw, 3 copies, the one that lets me search for the Cyberdark spells and traps, and lets me target a Cyberdark engrave and add it to hand, like when it goes to the graveyard after being equipped, and during damage calculation I get to mill a monster from the extra deck. Then 2 copies of Cyberdark Chimera, the newer one. Well, I guess they're not so new now, because the structure deck did come out, in October 2021, and at the time of recording it's February 2023. This is the search of a power bond, and allows me to banish fusion materials from the grave if I use power bond. And if it's sent to a graveyard, I can send a Cyberdark from my deck to the graveyard with a different name. Something that I forgot to do in the last duel, but I guess it doesn't matter too much. And then, of course, to go with it, 3 copies of Cyberdragon, 3 copies of Cyberdragon Core, because there are spells and traps in the Cyberdark archetype that it can search. Then 1 hers, 1's really all you need, unlike in an actual Cyberdragon deck. And finally, Malefic Truth Dragon. Like, credit to Weber's 5 for the idea of running this. I'm sure other people played it, but not that I know of. I mean, I know Weber's 5 did play it in his Cyberdark deck, which makes a lot of sense, so yeah, thought I'd try it out. And that's it for the monsters. Now for the spells. So we've got Cyberdark Impact, just 1 copy of it. Then Cyberdark Inferno, the protector from effects that target and destroy. Then 3 copies of Cyberdark Realm, The card lets me add a Cyberdark monster from deck to hand upon its activation, and gives me the option of an additional normal summon, and lets me equip, machines or dragons from the opponent's grave to a Cyberdark if I wanted to. Then 3 copies of Cybernetic Horizon, which is pretty much the starter for all the combos, really. Just milling particular monsters and adding a dragon or machine cyber monster. It does lock me into special summoning machines from the extra deck, but that really doesn't matter, of course. Then 3 copies of Cyber Emergency to search for my Cyber Dragon monsters. Then 2 copies of Overload Fusion, 2 copies of Polymerization, 2 copies of Power Bond, then Limiter Removal. I did have 2 in the deck, but I've just changed it to put something else in, which I'll show you in a moment. Then of course Regeki and Twin Twisters. And then I've only got 1 trap in here, and that is Cyberdark Invasion. I'm sure this isn't typically played, but I actually really like this card, allowing me to equip dragons or machines to a Cyberdark effect monster at any time, which is really cool, or allowing me to send an equip to pop a card. I think that's pretty cool. I like it. I'm willing to keep trying that out. And now for the extra deck, which might need some work, but yeah, I'm doing the best I can. So I've got 2 copies of the new, well, not so new now, Big Boss Monster Cyberdark End Dragon. It's really cool that we have a fusion of Cyber End Dragon and Cyberdark Dragon, and it's very easy to bring out. Can either fusion summon it or tribute a level 10 or lower Cyberdark fusion monster equipped with Cyber End Dragon. There's ways to make it happen. Unaffected by opponent's activated effects, so not quite like Ultimate Falcon and Full Armor Master, where it's just unaffected by everything. It's only immune to effects that activate. And once per turn I can equip a monster from either graveyard to it, and it can attack a number of times, up to the number of cards that are equipped to it. So I know the general idea is to bring this out with Power Bond, make it 10,000 attack points, and then attack multiple monsters and do big damage. And yeah, that's all there is to say on that. Then 2 copies of Cyber End Dragon, then Cyber Twin Dragon, just in case I can bring it out, and yes, that is a secret rare from Legendary Collection 2. Then I have 2 copies of Cyber Darkness Dragon, an upgrade of the original Cyberdark Dragon, and this will allow me to equip a dragon or machine to it upon its summon. Now, it is something that does negate everything, and I don't normally like monsters like that. I usually hate them, but at least it can only do it once, yeah, which is perfectly fine. But even then, I probably, well, I'd only use it for the power-up, really, and just sending it away for Cyberdark End Dragon, because, I don't really want to stop the opponent from being able to play. I mean, the main purpose of it would be to get it out, equip Cyber End Dragon to it, then bring out Cyberdark End. That's what I'd much rather do with it. And speaking of Cyberdark Dragon, here it is, 2 copies of it. Then Chimeratech Rampage Dragon as well, because why not? 1 Chimeratech Over Dragon. I was playing 2, but I'm just going to try out 1, and yes, that is also a secret rare from Legendary Collection 2. Then Chimeratech Mega Fleet Dragon, Chimeratech Fortress Dragon, and another late edition 5-headed dragon. Now, I can't actually bring this out, but what I can do is send it from my extra deck to the graveyard, so that hopefully I can equip it to Cyberdarkness or Cyberdark Dragon and just, you know, power them up to the absolute maximum. It's kind of a shame that Cyberdark End doesn't get a power up, but then again, I guess it would be too good otherwise. And then the only Link monster I play is Link Karibo, you know, just in case I summon hers and then use that as a Link material. Yeah, like I said, extra deck's kind of a work in progress. I'm thinking about getting Cross Sheep and putting that in here. I'm not too sure yet, but one thing I am sure of, in case someone brings it up, is that I am not putting in Cyber Dragon Infinity or and Nova, because screw Infinity. I hate that monster with a passion, so much so that it's not just my most hated Xyz monster, but it's among my top 5 most hated cards in the game, and I refuse to use it. Now, I know some Cyber Dragon fans probably won't like that, but I really don't care. Besides, I feel like playing Infinity, like, kind of defeats the whole point of Cyberdarks, because, you know, winning with the Cyberdark monsters is sort of the idea of a Cyberdark deck. I mean, yeah, I was able to win one of the duels last night with Cyber Twin, but yeah, that wasn't, I'd like to say it wasn't intentional, but yeah, it's kind of something I had to do. I don't know how to explain it. Other than that, I am open to advice. I've got some spare cards here that I might play. I've got 2 other copies of hers, a 3rd copy of Chimera, and some others I would like to try, like 2 Armoured Cyberns, and I was even thinking of going sort of full Zane and play good old Hunter Dragon and Exploder Dragon, but didn't have room. So I've got a 2nd copy of Inferno just in case, 2 Eternals, 1 Cyberload, a 3rd Overload Fusion, a 3rd Poly, 3rd Power Bond, which will be an older rarity. There's the other limiter removal. Here's Berserker Soul, which Weber's 5 suggested I play. I have it as an option. You know, it really does depend how many monsters I do end up running, but here it is anyway. Foolish Burial, 2nd copy of Invasion, Overflow, just in case, and another Chimeratech Over Dragon. So, you know, there are other cards I can use, yeah, if need be, but yeah, other than that, hope you enjoyed the profile. If you did, leave a like and a comment, share and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. And thank you for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Richician YouTube channel.